It is 11 a.m. on the East Coast, and just in from the National Hurricane Center, Tropical Storm Dolly has formed in the Atlantic, officially becoming the fourth named storm of the season. For more, let's bring in Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross to give us the latest and more of what's to come of Dolly. Good morning, Bryan. We get these updates from you every morning during the season, and you said, hey, this is likely going to form, and it did.
Yep, here we are with another just barely tropical storm, but it meets the definition of a tropical storm. And so here we are with Dolly. And by the way, the National Hurricane Center felt it was necessary to point out that the naming is just coincidental and has really nothing to do with the passing of Dolly Parton, which, you know, just an incredible coincidence, the way the numbers and the names happen to work out. So here we have 40-mile-an-hour Dolly moving to the west at 24, and the fact that it's moving so quickly is one of the things that's kind of held it back from developing. 1,007 millibars is the estimate, and look at it, and you can see that the center that the National Hurricane Center is tracking is way up here. Thunderstorms are way down here, and look at this area up in here. This is all dry air up here. That's why the clouds look kind of wispy, but you can clearly see there is a circulation there. Look at it close up, and we can add the cloud heights where the thunderstorms are, and you see they're all well to the south of the center, which is a sign that the system is not well organized, and this kind of distribution of thunderstorms and the center doesn't allow for really significant strengthening. And of course, there is dry air involved there. There you see, look, it's a big tongue of dry air that's wrapping around. It's kind of an ironic thing with storms in this kind of situation where you have the Sahara dust out there, is that the stronger they get, the more dust they pull in, and that tends to weaken them. And that's the situation we have here with Dolly, so it's not expected to turn into much. So we put the little symbols on here because there really is a high confidence in exactly where this thing is going. But then when it gets up here in the vicinity of the islands, in spite of the fact the Hurricane Center is still estimating top winds of 40 miles an hour, it's not expected to have a circulation anymore. So in other words, it's a tropical storm up until about Saturday morning, maybe, and then the circulation breaks down, but still there will be some gusty winds coming through the islands on Sunday, it looks like, maybe starting very late Saturday, but Sunday and then into Monday over toward Puerto Rico with the rain showers. So we'll see that when we look at the model here, but the idea is it all breaks down because it just ingests so much dust in here. The upper level winds become hostile, and it's just not an environment that the system can survive in. That's the thinking right now anyway. So here it is right now, and you see this batch of moisture kind of down mostly on the southern side of it. This is all dry air. All these browns you see are dry and dusty air, Saharan dust, and just plain old dry air, and you can kind of make it out wrapping around here like that. That's what we saw when we looked at the dust analysis. Okay, let's go forward in time here. Watch the time up here in the upper left. There's Friday. Here we are into Saturday, and you can see that the dark green really just kind of fades out and all gets kind of mushed out, and a bunch of light green here, and also a lot of the browns, meaning the dust. So that means that the atmosphere is drying out, but there still is a batch of moisture heading toward the island. So when we get this kind of situation, what you generally get are squalls that are very gusty when they come by, but they're not related to a circulation. If you look at the wind flow here, you can kind of make out kind of a kink in the winds coming by, but not a unified circulation. When we track it with the models, you see there's a few of each model that kind of hold it together toward the islands, but that just means the odds are very low. Can't rule out the possibility that some circulation continues, but that's not the forecast, and that is not the likelihood when we look at our what are called ensemble low positions. And why is that? Well, the super strong winds over the Caribbean keeping anything from developing there, and also up in here, and just kind of a little bit of a weak spot right in there that gives us this slight chance that something will survive of this. Not a circulation, but maybe enough of a disturbance that we'll talk about it downstream. But really, it's the combination of the dust and the hostile upper winds, and that combination is just not going to allow much to continue, and the odds of anything in the future will be low. But we'll take a look at it on the model, because there is, anything is not zero, right? So we'll watch. So here's where we were with this smear of moisture, but with this disturbance here, with this pretty good kink in the winds, and that can, in the future, kick off something. But you see, as we go forward in time, it just smears out. This is the European model, which says, okay, a batch of moisture is coming up toward Florida, and here we are. This is a week from tomorrow, so at the end of next week. And then when we get into the following week, then we'll just see. There's a whole smattering of potential low pressure systems over this band here. When you add all this up, you have something less than a 20% chance, maybe 15% chance, but it's spread out. So the way you look at these long range models, you say, is there a cluster anywhere? Well, there is, when they really do the analysis, really barely a cluster here in the Gulf, and kind of barely a cluster over here. But anyway, this is more or less noise, and it's way in the distant future, talking about after next week, more than 10 days from now. But it's something, because it's close to the U.S., we'll keep an eye on. But the odds favor by far 80% or higher that this is just going to die out down over the islands, and that's going to be it. This is an El Nino year, and it's looking like an El Nino year in the Atlantic, and that everything's kind of getting wiped out by these strong upper level winds, and all the action is in the Pacific, but no signs of any threats in the Pacific here in the immediate future. Guys?
Two very different basins, right, Bryan? And I like that you pointed out what the National Hurricane Center had said about Dolly, because that caught our attention here, too. And it certainly is so ironic.
Yeah.
The name Dolly replaced Diana, they said, after the 1990 hurricane season, and it was first used in 1996, at least Dolly was. So very ironic there. Fox Weather.
Yeah, Dolly has a real history, actually, Melanie, in Texas and in Mexico. They're in 1996 and 2008, I think. 2008. Both of them were, they weren't huge storms, but people there remember Dolly in South Texas and in northern Mexico. So usually Dolly goes that way.
Interesting. I knew we could count on you for some extra facts about that. Fox Weather Hurricane Specialist Bryan Norcross, thank you for your time.